Them I see a week show. It's them I see a week show. From Barbados to Africa, voices unite. Educate minds, elevate sight. It's them I see a week show. It's them I see a week show. From Barbados to Africa, voices unite. Educate minds, elevate sight. It's them I see a week show. Talk truth, build roots, stories unfold. Motivate change, mobilize is the mode, that's the MR code. Hey, we growing, we know it.
When there's a tremble in my hand, when I am worried, you understand. When the burdens of this life around me roll, when it seems I surely fall, there is someone on whom I call. He picks me up, he is my friend, he understands. Oh, he understands when I'm discouraged in the body, her control. He is my friend, he cares about me. Peace he gives my troubled soul. There's not a burden too heavy, there's not a problem too great. He has the answer, he's my friend, he'll understand. Oh yes, when this life on earth is o'er and the battles are no more, then the Savior, he sounds the call, come on home. Then my dreams will all come true when I sail beyond the blue. He hold my hand, 'cause he's my friend, he'll see me through. Oh, he understands when I'm discouraged in the body, her control. He is my friend, he cares about me. He is my friend, peace he gives my troubled soul. There's not a burden here too heavy, there's not a problem too great. He has the answer, he's my friend, he'll understand. Oh yes, when this life on earth is o'er and the sounds the call. Come on home. Then my dreams will all come true. Oh, when I sail beyond the blue, He hold my hand, 'cause He's my friend. He'll see me through. He understands when I'm discouraged in the valley, dark and cold. He's my friend. Yes, He cares about me. He's thinking my troubled soul. There's not a burden here too heavy. There's not a problem too great. He has the answer. He's my friend. He'll understand. Oh, He understands when I'm discouraged in the valley, dark and cold. He's my friend. He cares about me. He's thinking my troubled soul. There's not a burden here too heavy. There's not a problem too great. He has the
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Marcia Week Show. You are watching us live from Barbados. This is indeed the Marcia Week Show, where we do Emma. We educate, we motivate, we mobilize, and we agitate, Emma, Emma, Emma all day. And tonight will be no different. I am so excited. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. This is the national flag of Barbados. And you just heard the national anthem of Barbados. Isn't it melodious? Oh my goodness, so patriotic, makes you wanna stand to attention. How many of you stand to attention in your homes when you hear the national anthem? I do it sometimes because sometimes I'm rushing, but to be honest, sometimes I'm standing, sometimes I'm not. Right? Sometimes I have to quick and run and get a cup of tea or something quick before the show starts. But it's the national anthem of Barbados, and we play it because we honor this country and we believe in Barbados. We believe as in ourselves, as Errol Barros says, what kind of mirror image do we have of ourselves? And we understand what it means to be Barbadian. And that's why we start with these emblems. Dr. Ferdinand even goes further and does the pledge. Yeah. So that's important to us. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. How did you all spend your Mother's Day? I trust it was great. But before I go into that, I just want to say that tomorrow night we have a show with what I'm calling hard questions, serious questions tomorrow night, hitting you hard tomorrow night. Okay, so tomorrow night we are going to do the Carifesta files. Okay, we're only at episode 4. You know, people are seeing me on the streets and they're telling me, listen, we love the Carifesta files. And I was so into it and bringing it to you this week. But I thought, you know what? Let's honor mothers today. Let's do something a little lighter this evening. Let's talk about the village. Let's talk about the family. Let's do something a little different with it. So please don't leave, because I know a lot of you like the hard issues. But let's hang tonight. No, let's hang tonight. Don't change. They used to say, don't change the dial. All right. Don't flip past. Don't choose something else. Stay with it and share and like. It's going to be quite interesting what we're going to do tonight together, because I need your help as well. Okay. We're going to tomorrow night. Well, a very serious thing. Did you all see that the Bar Association, they put out a disclaimer? Did you all see that? There is a disclaimer that was put out. I only saw it this evening, actually. And it is saying that, it says actually here, I want to put it up on the screen tonight just yet. We'll do it tomorrow. Notice to the public, the Barbados Bar Association. The council considers it necessary to inform the public that the following persons are not entered on the roll of attorney at law in Barbados and are not authorized to provide legal services. Did you all see that? Yes, Quincy Jones. I don't know if that's the same guy who's running for the DLP. Somebody could tell me. Winston Clark, DeCourse Clark, the activists that we know, and Mr. Colin Roach. Members of the public are urged to exercise caution and to ensure that any person from whom they seek legal services is duly admitted and in possession of a valid, practicing certificate. Okay. Well, this seems pretty serious. Well, we have Attorney Corey Beckles, as I had promised you, will be on the show tomorrow, and he will be dealing with this head on, answering all your questions. I gave you just an overview as, just we were just talking about who is a Mackenzie friend, who is a paralegal, who is a power of attorney, and giving you the definitions and telling you to be careful. Yes, all these people, they actually do work and they have a place in law, but it's to be able to understand what their role is. And that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow on the show. Very important that you tune in for that. All right. Okay. We're going to also have, Dr. Aline. How many of you been enjoying Dr. Aline? How many of you been enjoying? Anybody been enjoying Dr. Aline on a Monday? Well, he's going to be on, and I tell you, I have his topic here already. He's very organized, you know. Dr. Allen sends me his topics way ahead of time, and they're all written out in an article that he puts out on social media. And it is called Elective Dictatorship in Barbados. You don't want to miss that tomorrow, okay? Elective Dictatorship in Barbados. So we have a hard hitting show tomorrow for those who want to, want the hard questions for the government, etc. And of course, we will pick up any stray things that's happening in the day. We anything that is happening, whether we see it on social media or it's happening on the radio, or it is in the newspaper. Or it's on WhatsApp, because there's some things that don't reach newspaper, but it's on WhatsApp. And it doesn't go to Facebook, because nobody wants anybody to know they're associated with that particular thing. You know what I mean. All right. So tomorrow we're going to go head on. But tonight, I want us to be a family tonight. I want to, not that we're not a family every night, meaning that we go talk about some family issues, right? Don't leave, because I have some of you, especially some of my male viewers. Once we don't get into the hard issues, Lord of mercy, then I'm happy. Hang on with me tonight. All right, so I'm going to ask everybody to like and share. Thank you, Mavis, for that great compliments. Thank you so much. Tonight, our theme is Mothers We Don't See, the silent side of Mother's Day. The mothers we don't see, the silent side of Mother's Day. And we're going to get all into it very, very soon. And you are involved as well, okay? You are involved as well. You can comment in the comment section. I'm going to ask you when to comment. In the comment section, you can actually call in from in the early. We're going to have a grand time tonight. So get up, sit up in the bed, babes and boys, sit up. Don't turn it off and change, right? Because, we're saying they're going easy on the government tonight. No, we're not going easy. We're the same people, man. We're the same people. Don't go anywhere. Benjamin Boy, good evening. Monica, good evening. Good evening. Mavis Lashley, good evening. And thank you for that lovely compliment. Hi, Judy Jilks, good evening. Matthew B, good evening. Happy Mother's Day, Marcia Miller. Calendar, good evening. Good evening. All the mothers out there, Vic B, good evening. Mavis Lashley. Happy Mother's Day. Yes, I enjoyed my Mother's Day. Thank you so much. Andrea Critchlow, good evening. I'm a big girl. Good evening. Sandra Brewster, good evening. Happy Mother's Day. Hey, Solomon. Queen D46. Is that a female? If you're a female, happy Mother's Day. Hey, Carol. Happy Mother's Day. Calendar. Okay, happy Mother's Day. I think it's a female. I don't know. Don't kill me. Happy Mother's Day, Mildred. Hey, Tosh, good evening. Sherry Johnson, good evening. Patrick, good evening. Lori Bob. That one was a little off. Too excited, Lori Bob. Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, Lucinda, girl. Happy Mother's Day. Thelma and Andrea, happy Mother's Day. Mystic Angel, how are you doing? Happy Mother's Day, Celia. Happy Mother's Day, Shirley. I sent you a little message. I hope you got it. Happy Mother's Day. Judy, did you get my message, Judy? Happy Mother's Day. Judith Ann, you got my message, girl? Happy Mother's Day. Oh, my lordy. Beverly, happy Mother's Day. Hey, Thelma, how are you? Happy Mother's Day. Great to have you. Great to have you on, Thelma. Yes. Monica Inns, happy Mother's Day. Hey, Hogan, I know this is not another female. Good night, good night. And this person is asking, should our flag is our flag worthy of honor and respect after it was buried in Ghana? I say yes, it is still. We are sad that it was, but you know what? We will always honor the flag. But I know what you mean. Andrew! Hey girl! Andrew Moore! Hey colors! Yes, happy Mother's Day to all mothers, he says. Coloreds, are you this is Coloreds from the UK? Margaret girl? Yes, 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 yes. Well, those of you that I didn't get to send out a message to, I was want to say to you on here, Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you. Hey, Celia girl. Colors, it's so wonderful. You're still watching the show. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. It's good to have everybody on tonight. So now, before we move on, let me just remind everybody, Gospel Fest 2026, a bus excursion, all time. We say all time something come back again. All time something come back again. This is the old bus excursion. Let's go, Farley Hill. The lovely Farley Hill, beautiful Farley Hill. Pack your lunch baskets and let us go. And all we ask you to do is to walk with a donation for the bus. Normally, these different entities put on their bus ride, whether it's a radio station or whatever, and you have to pay. But here, you know how we do it. You know how we do it. So we ask you to give a donation towards it. Okay. All right. We ask you, that's what we're going to ask you to do. So that's going to be on the 26th. By the 26th, we want you to call in and give us your name that you're going to be on the bus. All right. And the date is the date that Farley Hill is on the 31st. The 31st. All right. The 31st of May. The 31st of May, the last Sunday in May. Okay. So that's what we are doing there. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We also have something called Elevate, and you would remember Elevate. And I'm going to find a way to talk about it as we talk about the mothers we don't see, because we're restarting Elevate as the school term started back. And so we are looking for some teachers. You don't have to be teachers. You know what? Let me pull that back. We need people who you already know how to read and write, and you can help those who might need help with learning how to read and how to write an essay, or write paragraphs, write a job letter. If that's you and you could donate at least 1 hour of your time, 1 hour per week. If you live in St. Philip, there's one in St. Philip, in Bel Air, St. Philip, right? So there's one in St. Philip, free community classes. And this is something that we are working in conjunction with the church there, the Jones Village Christian Mission Church in Bel Air, St. Philip. And we are looking for, if you're in St. Philip and you can read and you can write, contact us, please. And we will be able, remedial reading, English language skills, mathematics support, basic computer training, any of them. You don't have to be able to do everything. All right. Remember what we are. We educate, we motivate, we mobilize, and we agitate. Right? We're talking about answers. Yes, that's what we do here on the Marcia Week Show. So Jones Village Christian Mission Church, Bel Air, St. Philip. Education can change your life. It is true. God and education is who helped me get me out of the ghetto. I tell you. We are here to help you build a better future starting on June the 4th. Come learn, grow, and elevate. And as you remember, there was an elevate that was done. We did that in Bridgetown. And we're having it again in Bridgetown, but this time it's going to be a Colima Rock at the Praise Academy center there, Sifa House, Colima Rock, right there beside Guardian. If you have a child and the child is having difficulty reading, especially in the primary school. So if you're primary school, you're having difficulty reading, even if you're a teenager, you're having difficulty reading, you have a child, you know somebody who needs that help, and you can refer them to us, and we're going to get started right there we're in Bridgetown again, in St. Michael, in Colima Rock. St. Michael is where we're actually going to be. All right. So please come out, and yeah, that's Sifa House right there. That's where the education is going to happen. What do you all think about these ventures? So what the whole thing will be so wonderful to have Elevate St. Michael. We have Elevate in St. Philip, and we have Elevate. Anybody wants to start an Elevate in their community? If that's you and you want to start an Elevate in your community, let me know, please. If you want to start an Elevate in your community, let me know. Or if you want to be a volunteer teacher, 1 hour a week, 1 hour, that's it. Yeah. Please let us know. We'll be very, very happy to have you. We're going all the way with this. We are answers. 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 We believe in answers. You complain about the crime. You complain about what is happening in the society. We can be the answer to that, even if it's one person. One person came to our house and got me. And thank God for it. And it was through a church, and they helped me, and that I could come out of that situation and be here before you today. So let's go and find some more people like me. Yes? You like the idea, Andrea? Thank you. And to everybody, Andrea, and everybody who can help with Elevate, we need all hands on deck. You have books. Do you have reading books? Do you have books that can help somebody to read? Phonics, whatever it is. You might be overseas and you say, Marcia, I could give you a whole system. I could send you. You might be in the UK, in the US. Marcia, let me send a whole system to you guys so that you can use to help the people. Want to thank Michelle. Again, Michelle Daniel, you keep doing it, Michelle. Thank you for the computers that you donated. Those computers, some will be at the St. Michael Elevate, will be using some, and then some are going to be at the St. Philip Elevate. We're going to need more once we open up more chapters. All right. So we are working, as I said, in conjunction with Jones Village, the pastors and so on. They're in charge of the program. We advertise and we are supporting them. Okay. So please, we need your help. Anybody apart from Andrea? Jacqueline, I'm going to call you from St. Philip. Listen out for a call from me, Jacqueline. Jacqueline, you got to come and do St. Philip. It's very close to where you live in St. Philip. All right, we need some help, y'all. We need some help. We're not giving up. We're not giving up on our young people. We're not giving up on our children. If you believe that, give me a thumbs up. That's why I love Maxine McLean. I wish she could have joined me this evening. But I'm saving her. I'm saving her for Wednesday. But if she's listening and she wants to join, Miss McLean, you could easily join me because I'm by myself tonight. But I really was trying to leave you for it's Mother's Day. So I said, let me not bother her too much. But so how many of you are serious about our young people? How many of us believe we're not going to leave the young people behind? We're not going to say, well, we can't bother to help. And once they're in our midst, we're going to try to teach some values and all of that. It will not be straight academics. You know that. You know that. All right. Want to thank Miss Rose Carbon. Rose Carbon, I want to thank you for what you have done, the teaching and the training that you have done to start Elevate. Thanks to Sonia as well. And oops, I can't, I'm not supposed to call names. Okay, I'm so sorry. I can't call the names of the teachers. So let me just thank Rose Corbin for your assistance in getting this up and off the ground. And I think you will be happy to know, Miss Rose Corbin, that we are expanding. And we believe we're going to have Elevate is going to be all over the country. And our youth program on Wednesdays is also going to be called Elevate. So Elevate is about our young people elevating our children and our youth in the country, and that's coming out of this show. And come on, man, let me see some thumbs up. Come on, get excited, mothers and fathers. It's Mother's Day. Get excited about it. Come on, get excited about it, man. Yes, get excited. Only few people excited. I think you don't want to say anything, because you think I'm gonna call on you to teach. Huh? You think I'm gonna Jacqueline and I shared. I know why Jacqueline was supposed to help in Bridgetown, but it didn't work out, so we are going to do that now. We can't leave our young people behind, and I'm telling you, we are going to do this. If Michelle can send computers from Florida, where she is, all right, everybody, you can. If you can read and write, I don't care how old you are, you can read and write. Yes. Well, we need you to come and help some others to read and write. Let's pay it forward. Let's give back. Yeah, let's give back. So I need to see a lot of people on I need to have more volunteers. We need to have more volunteers than we need. We're going to flood this island with Elevate. Wouldn't that be awesome? So let me hear St. James calling me, who is going to start elevating St. James? You could start it in your veranda. You could start it at a church. You could ask for the community center. Yeah. Dave and I just took a walk down to the church at the end of the road here, Jones Village, and those wonderful pastors, they were excited about the idea. You could go to a church and ask them, and let us elevate. Let us elevate all over this country. Let us elevate all over. I know wherever Miss McLean is, she loves that idea. Yes. Okay. And of course, we have the Gospel Fest bus tour. All right. Now, folks, we are now going to go into our Mother's Day special. Our Mother's Day special. And for that, I need your involvements, right? So before we go any further into tonight's conversation, we want to take a moment, guys, to celebrate mothers. I know I did it a little bit at the top of the show. And some of you, you're not birth mothers, but you are the kind of mother who were some of the ladies in my life who came in and picked me like a branch, a branch, what they said, a branch from the burning. I can't remember how that goes. But they came and picked me off, right? Actually, that's my mother calling now. Dave, can you let her know I'm on? Dave, I think that's my mother calling. Just let her know I'm on the show. Send her the link and I call her again afterwards. I called her today but didn't get her. So that's my mother calling me. So if you could let me know, tell my mother, here you go. It's live TV. My mother is calling me now. All right, so I'll call her back after the show. Yes, so I am saying to you guys that there are some people in our lives that they might not be our real mother, right? We were not born by they did not they're not our mother, biological mother, but they have been done amazing work with us, right? No matter where we are, no matter what our story is, we know that motherhood matters. So right now, this is what I want you to do right now. Everybody, come on, get involved. I want you to go into the comment section, right? And I want you to type the name of a mother you want to honor. Okay? Right now, I want you to go into the comment section and I want you to type the name of a mother you want to honor. Right? So let's fill up the space with names. Some of you might say, Marcia, guess what? I want to call in my person. I want to call in and tell and say why I want to honor that person, right? So let's fill the name. Right now, I want you to go into the comment section and to type the name of a mother you want to honor. You tell me to answer my mother on live. You might not understand anything we're talking about, because once you're with your mother, then you start to relax. You're not going to be able to answer to hear. I don't know if Dave can send her the link for the show. Giving Dave all kind of work. Vihoy says Mother Harewood. Mother Harewood. Who is Mother Harewood to you, Vihoy? Come on, the chat should be filled with names, man. Let's fill the chat with with some mother that you want to honor tonight. Who is Mother Harewood? Of course, only say the things you want to say, all right? Jacqueline said, my mom. Jackie, is your mom alive? And if she is, can you tell us her name and let us honor her? So Mother Harewood, wherever you are, we honor you. Vihoy wants to honor you tonight. That's amazing. Vihoy, you have a lot of mothers. Oh my goodness. Mother Maynard. Mother Maynard. Mother Jackman. But nobody else can type, but I'm Vihoy and Jacqueline. Where's everybody else? What? Something wrong with my chat? Who are those names that you want to honor tonight? I'm gonna put my mother's name in here. She's Myrna Plummer. That's my mom. And Judy says, thank you, Judy. Thank you. And Vihoy says that you said that you adopted them as your mom. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. And I know you're going to take good care of them. Yes. Anybody else? Anybody else? And the other name I want to put in here, I want to put Maxine McLean. I tell people all the time, Maxine McLean is a real deal. I honor her. Is somebody I look and I admire. And I want to honor Maxine McLean. I honor my own mother. Andrea says, my mom, Miriam Critchlow, and then also Elaine Nichols and Margaret Brewster, all helped shape me. Oh, wow, Andrea, that's awesome. Rose Corbing, another great woman, Awesome, awesome, awesome. Anybody else? Anybody else? You can call as well. Listen. Oh, Vihoy said Mother Maynard is a pastor and she's an amazing spiritual being. Oh, there's Mother Pearl Mason, and Mother Pearl Mason, she's 91. Wow. Okay. Okay. Okay, there's a call here. Let's accept this call. Hi. Good night, my friend.
Good night, good night. I want message you, but you said you could call into it.
Yes,
I want to tell you, a lady that raised me, a lady that was there for me, like a mother. She passed away, right? She named Olivia Bruce.
Olivia Brooms. Oh wow. Tell me about
Yes,
Olivia. Tell me about Olivia.
she was a nice person. Don't make me cry no one. Cause today's Mother's Day.
Yes. So
Today's Mother's
you
Day.
have your mother, your mother was
Well,
always in your life?
yes, but she didn't raise me because I was raised in a home too.
Or you were raised in a home?
Yeah, in Black Rock, in Nigeria, in Black Rock.
Nightingale?
Yeah,
So you were in the Nightingale children's home
as a baby.
as a baby. Oh wow.
Yeah.
So when did you leave the Nightingale children's home?
When I get a certain age, when I get about, I think about 15 or 16.
15 or 16. And this woman,
Yeah.
Olivia Brooms, she was in the she
The
worked
same
in the,
woman man used to do, or even used to do too.
tell me.
My man used to run behind me, Sarah, the Olivia used to run behind me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
Olivia used to run behind me, she stand bed for me when I get myself in trouble. She give me money when I want anything, right? She give me about $50 for the evening, because she used to sell IC in Swan Street. And postcards.
Well, so how did you meet Olivia?
But how I meet Olivia, I used to go and look at dead people, right?
Huh?
I used to go out. I used to go look at dead people, go out funerals day. I look at dead people face.
Oh.
Right. So she used to do the same because she liked to look at dead people also too.
Oh.
So that's how we met. That's how I met me. I had one leaf slip with that and she was wanted. So I give it. So that's how I met she at the church.
Mm-hmm. And
so I was when she buried, they had me as a family friend.
Oh wow. Wow. And she became like a mother figure to you.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm. And when you got out of the home, did you reconnect with your mother?
Yes. But
Okay.
she there a long time. She there a long time ago now.
Right. And then so this lady, that's what I try to understand. So this lady kind of fill in as your mother.
Yes.
Oh, that is wonderful. That is wonderful. Olivia
Because
Brooms.
I call her daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the family they went by the gravesite that was town, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I tell them I have nothing to know to go put. I want to put a teddy bear and a rose, right? So I say when I get my money next week, I'm gonna put a teddy bear and a rose. And she tell me that she gonna calm down. They call she baby down hotel.
She buried in Whole Town, St. James. Well,
yeah.
You know, that's it. So you just pay it forward now. Make sure that you find somebody that you can be like a father figure to, or an uncle, or, you know, something, and give back. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Great. Thank you for that wonderful story. And yeah, we will chat.
I was raised in home.
You were raised in the home.
Yeah, but my mother was still there for me.
Your mom, your real mom was still there for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, you know what? You're here. You're here. And you had Miss Olivia Brooms to step in as well.
My mother was Anita Brewster.
Anita Brewster. Okay. And she passed as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks for calling and for telling us a wonderful story.
Okay.
God bless you.
Okay, there's a call here. Let's accept this call.
Yeah. Yes. Patrick says if I was into this, Sharon Innes would honor Miss Grace Innes. She stayed home and looked after my other siblings until we all went to school. She did so we could have. Okay, so Patrick was Sharon Innes was this your sister who stayed and took care of your other siblings? Mavis says, I honor my lovely mom Elsie Strong on deceased. M. Gardner says, I honor my deceased mother, Miss Aline. Miss Pearl Mason, Mother Pearl Mason, Mother Audrey, my mom Audrey Burke, who was a gem. Is or was a gem? Okay. Okay. Now the next thing that that I want us to do, well, I know that I need you all to comment, man, or call in. Yeah, let's do something different tonight. I wanted to write one word to describe a mother in the comment section. One word to describe a mother. Right, we're going somewhere with the show tonight. Just follow me. One word to describe a mother. Can you write that, please, in the chat? Everybody? One word to describe a mother. While you are doing that, somebody have Queen, Mystic Angel. Andrea said selfless. Wow. One word to describe a mother. Dave, can you put up the video number 1 for me, please? Precious, humble. Yes. Humble is right, I tell you. And selfless. One word to describe loving, giving. Yes. Yes. Uh-huh. I'm waiting on you all. If you're just joining, tonight we're honoring mothers tonight, and we're going to ask you to we're going to ask you to like and subscribe, share, and to stick with us. Sacrificing, prayerful, sincere. Yes, the words coming in. Selfless, nurturing, great. Yes, prayerful, faithful, protective. Yes, yes. Let's get in there. Get in there. Hero, talented. I tell you, are multi-talented, she says. Protective, somebody says that. Yes. Well, as you're thinking about some other words, I want you to take a look at this video. I saw some funny videos on TikTok. And I want us, keep writing, but I want us to take a look at this and tell me if this reminds you, right, of your mother, right? Go ahead, Dave. You can play it.
Go in your room and don't slam that door, eh?
No, this is not the anyway, but play this one.
Bruh. Kylo, make us come back in there, though.
Pause it there, Dave. Pause it right there. Now, how many of you got lashes from your parents? And when you went inside, you went into your room. How many of you remember that? How many of you remember those moments? And you thought your mother was the worst person on the face of the earth, all because you got lashes. You're ready to run away. You're ready to pack your clothes and to go, right? No, in this case, it was a father, so this is the wrong one. But and in any case, a lot of us we can relate. Play this again. Play. Continue, Dave. Let's.
Right. So this is yours here.
Ooh.
No. Okay, so you have to continue playing that actual video, the actual video. Right. Somebody say caring. Yes. Eunice Prescott. Somebody said they never got lashes. Who is that never got lashes? Who is on this chat that never got lashes? But Jacqueline, you remember when you went in your room and you know, and how you, but you know, I'm like Vihoy. I didn't have no room to go lock no door. Have room to go lock door. I didn't have no room to lock any door. You understand? All of us sharing this room, so I can't lock which door. You get lashes, you run gone under the tree, you run gone to the gate to stand up, you're running far as possible. And you think your mom at that particular time, you think that your mom is a worse mother. Yes, happy Mother's Day to all moms from Felicia DeJohn. Hope you had a peaceful day. Yes. And Andre, you're saying you did not have any, you didn't get any lashes either? What? Things that you got lashes, but they run outside. You run outside. Yes, you run outside. You don't run in any room. Lock which door? Lock which door? All right, but let's watch this other video. Watch this other video here. Again, and about these mothers, and tell me if you had this experience. Go ahead, Dave.
Jamel, you don't know I started up here watching you. How many pieces of chicken you have in that plate? I have 2 chicken in the plate for me. Let me see. Put the plate down on the counter for me now. Okay, watch it and see. Let me really see just 2 pieces of blasted chicken you have in this plate. Look how much chicken you have hiding underneath the rice, boy. You like a little criminal, boy. What are you different chicken? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of chicken, boy. How much? Where your sister go eat? Where your father go eat? Where I go eat? 7 pieces of chicken, you know. 7 piece, boy. Look. Mommy, 1 piece of chicken, boy? Yes, 1 good enough for you to eat out all the blasted food in the damn house. When you don't eat that food, pack up your things and get out for me. I'm fed up by you.
Oh boy, I tell you, anybody can relate. Listen. Oh my Lord of mercy. We always say my mother would throw whatever she put her hands on. Oh God, the Caribbean mother. She says, I ran up. M. Gardner, you run outside and up in a tree because you know that your mother can't run in the tree, you know. What you said, Patrick said, I would cry and say, I'm going to tell Daddy. She would say, if he could take them out. If he could take them out. Or take out the lashes. Dependable. Somebody will answer dependable. So anybody remember your parents thinking that, first of all, you know that you cannot share the food. When you're growing up, you were allowed to share meat. Oh Lord. Well, I know in my family, we weren't sharing any meat. We can't share the meat. The adults have to share the meat. Okay? The adults have to share the meat. We're not sharing any meat. Anybody remember that? Anybody used to share meat? Your parents used to tell you to go and share the meat? Huh? There's a call here coming in. Let me take this call. Good night, caller. Welcome to the Marcia Week Show.
Hi, good night, Marcia.
Good night.
Good night.
Wait. Let me turn on this volume. Listen.
Yes.
I am not. I would call it. I think I am unfortunate. No, you know I always tell you that I'm 3 years than 1.
And my
mother died 3 score years, 10 and 1.
Okay.
You know, the painful part of my life now, it started affected me when I was working at Robert Street.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the kind of shift that I had. I know it should come from Dash Valley. You know, that's why the bum back 2 miles going up. And you met the turning. And I know my mother to live in. I could either pass it from work, stop in Dash Valley, get my food, or she could come out here and tell to cook it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, I had one of them that they had no breast milk.
No breast milk?
No breast milk? No breast milk.
Turn down the device because I'm hearing myself.
Turn it down.
Yeah, I'm hearing myself.
You got it now?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm still
I
hearing
have
myself.
no. I turn it down.
Or off. Can you turn it off?
Can you turn it on?
Yeah, I turn it down, yeah. You still getting it?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
I'm still hearing myself, but you go ahead and then we are quick comment and then because you need to turn off your device completely.
I turn it off. What I do here? I turn it off.
Oh. Okay.
I turn it off. They'll call you.
All right.
I know you will get feedback.
All right, go quickly then. Quickly.
Yeah, so I didn't get no breast milk. Now today, nobody could tell me if my mother was a tall woman, a short woman, and she were black. No, nothing. But I hear in those days the technology like cameras and taking photos and so was not available. And they was available, few people had them. But okay, but watch it now. Now, a death certificate is what let me know what was going on. Right? Her name is Gloria Miller, age 19. You hear what I tell you? She was age 19. Day of death, the 15th of September 1954. Place of death, the General Hospital in St. Michael. That's real painful. But you know, when you look back, I said, but you know, at 19 years, and this law about child abuse and, you know, this thing with children having sex at, not that, this thing on the 18 and so on. Probably old man would get cat alone. Honestly, my father. But nothing so never happened. So I look back at it sometimes, but there's something I plan to do. The place down Black Rock they call the archives. I want to go down there because they can help me. If they got anything over that I can find, you know, I can look at it, any photos of her, anything like that will give me a breakthrough in life. And then I said, after that, I want to go back to the registration department with the same death certificate and say they could track it down when she born. I don't have that information is still at the registration department.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of information, you know. Those days probably technology and what was it doing, but to slip a lot of people. So I don't say to help me find her. But you know when they go to funerals, people that is point certain parts of St. George. Most of that wall to St. George Secondary School. They tell me she were buried down there. That's all I know. That's all I know. That's all I know. So I don't, but I still glad that as I said, the children, the game of grands, good. I know some gonna get great grands. I don't know yet, but I keep my fingers crossed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard for me to respond to him because of the echo, because but if you can you just cut off the call, let's close the call because there's a serious echo.
Well, I know where you're getting it from.
Yeah, but close the call, okay? Thank you.
Yeah, okay then.
Yes.
I'm getting it here, but I know where it's coming from. All right, then we'll catch up.
Yes, it is a very sad story, a sad, experience that he's had. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to respond to him because, as you could hear, there was an echo there in that call, and I didn't want it to confuse him or the viewers. I wanted you to focus on the story, on the experience. And that's the thing with Mother's Day. Mother's Day, comes with all kinds of emotions. People are celebrating, others are crying, others are going to the graveside. It's a very emotional day, for a lot of people. And so this is why we wanted to acknowledge that. And because it's not the same way for everybody. And we're going to go a little deeper in that into the program. But we wanted to start with this part of it. So I thank that caller for sharing that experience with us, that he never saw his mother because his mother died in childbirth. So all of these stories that we're talking about, he never had that with his mother, but I'm sure there were mother figures in his life who would have helped him along. Yeah. Okay. Let me just read some of the comments here, and we wish him all the best. If there's anybody out there that can help him to do the search at the registry, and you're listening and you can help him to do the search, we're a family here. Just message me and I'll be able to put you on to him. Okay. All right. So that you can help him. I think that would be good. Okay, that's commissioner. That's our commissioner. And we're going to be there for him. Let's hope that he'll be able to get some more information for his mother before, his time to move on. All right. I'm sure that's what he was. Yeah, there's a lot of pain that is attached to motherhood and parenting. A lot. Yeah. We are said there's a history of family. There's a family history, and when she was born in Black Rock, those archives are written, but I don't recall seeing pictures. Obviously, he would want to see her, what she looks like. Okay, all right. So we wish him all the best, and remember to say a prayer for Commissioner. All right. So Lori Bob says her mother always shared the food. That's what I remember. Or when you got older, if you cooked, then you share the food. Right, but sometimes you cook and you got to move away and let mommy share the food, right? Because then there was a family member when they cook, listen, they eat off all the middle of the chicken. So when you have the chicken leg, you have the top of the chicken leg, the drumstick, and you have but you see in between, eat out, there was, I won't say which of my siblings used to do that. So they know whenever she cooks, the food always tastes good to this day. Oh my God, she could cook. But let me tell you, she was eating as she was cooking. So, I wasn't the best cook in those days, but they didn't mind me cooking because they will get all the meat. They always said I was honest, that I'm not going to steal. So, but you know, but she was a cook. But let me tell you, she was good. She was eating out that meat. Yes. Your biological mother is like sugar. Everyone else is like NutraSweet. I understand that. That is so true. Yes, yes, yes. Well, we have another video coming at you. Go ahead, Dave. Okay, this one looks like the same one. All right, so want to find it and then you put it up. Okay, so let's move on to another thing that I wanted. Oh, oh Lord have mercy. Little be hard. I could cook. Ask my children. I know you're not gonna let me live down that blending of that cocoa, but I'm telling you, one of these days you come to you when you get here, I'm gonna cook it for you, and you're gonna see it tastes very good and smooth, smooth. Huh? Yours will never be smooth like mine. Mine probably might be porridgey, but let me tell you, you're gonna be smooth, girl. All right, so we're gonna do our message moment. I want, which is a good way right now, while we wait on Dave. Dave, are you ready? Okay, not as yet. Message moment. What would you say to your mother or your child? If you could say something to your mother or your child, what would you say to your mother or your child right now? Patrick is just going to tell me. Oh my goodness. What would you say to your mother? What would you say? What would you say to your mother or your child? Judy said, Judy said, don't play the cuckoo again. No more. Judy, that sounds like I'm gonna get lashes. I'm bringing blended cuckoo to Farley Hill. Anyway, oh wow, V Hoy says that I would say I understand finally. She would say that to her mother. I understand finally. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Anybody else? What would you say to your mother or your child? Anybody? That one too deep? That one is too deep. Nobody. Only V Hoy. M. Gardner says, Mommy, I appreciate all you do for me. Mm-hmm. Mommy, I appreciate all you do for me. Patrick says that they would say the same thing that Vihoy says. I understand fully. Vihoy would say to her children, to my children, success does not mean money. Yes. Mystic Angel says, Ma, I wish you were here. Ma, I wish you were here still so we can laugh and have more long talk. I love you forevermore. Lori Bob says, I would say, I love you. Yeah. Keep writing, and we have a video here. Dave, we ready?
I just gonna get some food. You want anything?
Why you gonna buy food? They have food in the fridge. Don't go and buy food and waste your money. Eat all the food in the fridge.
Mommy, you don't have
Kyle,
any
you have
food.
a
You
lot
never
of food in the
have
fridge.
food
It have from today, yesterday, last week. Go and eat the food in the fridge.
Bruh.
It's a new fridge or something. It has nothing in the fridge, you know, mommy. Kyle, if I come there, I will slap you. Eh? The fridge empty. It have food in the fridge. It don't have anything. Mommy, I swear, it had no. You see, it had nothing. It had nothing in the fridge. Yeah.
Oh my lordy. We're gonna come back to that. Let me look at, yes, people are saying what they would have said to their mom. Mom, you have gone, but your prayers have kept us on the right path. To my grandmother, I wish I was able to do more for you. Yeah. Thank you for helping and keeping me. Thanks for the advice. Right. No, colors. You know, with your mother. Listen, Caribbean mother is not easy, you know. They always want draw for something, whether it's the hand, a shoes, a belt, or something or the other. Huh? He's saying he did not see it. He didn't see any food in the fridge. Any of you ever had that experience? Your mother send you to something at the fridge, or you're telling your mother nothing is in the house to eat, and she finds something to eat, right? Nothing is in this house to eat. Not you're asking where the food come from. You saw nothing in the fridge, right, Judy? But mommy found something in the fridge. And that, anybody like that? Anybody had that experience at home? That's a conversation you have with your daughter every day. There is food in the fridge. And they're saying there's nothing there to eat. Nothing. They're starving. I'm starving. But then you go and you find something. You find stuff there. Anybody else? You're right. Not the food that they want. Yeah. Donna Hines says, I will say, Mommy, how did you share one chicken between 12 children and everyone satisfied? Well, here's another video. Tell me if any mother can relate or a child can relate. Play, Dave.
Gail, I don't even know what to tell him. Hold on, put it back. That's too expensive. Yeah, I don't even know why they're doing that in the workplace. Jamel, money not falling from the tree. That is too much money. I can get this done. Do not show me no more snack. Put it back. You're too big for snack. Gail, I don't even know what to tell him. Hold on, put it back. That's too expensive. Yeah, I don't even know why they're doing that in the workplace. Jamel, money not falling from the tree. That is too much money. I can get this done. Do not show me no more snack. Put it back. You're too big for snack.
Anybody, can you relate as a mother or a child? Anybody remember doing that as you're a mother and you've done that to your child, or you have experienced that as a child? Maybe it says, my mom is gone, but I'm very thankful for all she has done and her advice. Yes. Lots of great advice. Yeah. Lucky me. Solomon, you always had a stranger that felt for you and paid for it by your mother, for your mother? Really? I tell you, you what? Listen, Oh my Lord, I can't tell out the family secrets, but you have some children, boy. Yeah, all of them had the same rule book. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We have another one here. See if you can relate to this one.
You find it in yet?
Mommy, I can't find it.
Y'all don't look for nothing. What's this here?
Mommy, I didn't see it.
Say, what is this?
Mommy, I promise you I didn't see it.
It's over. Oh my Lord, the same thing, right? Andrea says, and I don't ask for anything when they take you to town. That was my grandmother. Don't ask for anything when they take you to town. Somebody say here, I would tell the children before leaving home, them look with their eyes, but don't touch. Anybody out there who used to travel with a strap in their bag? Listen, I used to do that. I remember being in Cape Shepherd. I had just come here from the US, and I'm in Cape Shepherd, and my son. When you're in America, you can't lash them, because you don't know if the neighbors listening, whatever. So, right. And I tell him, I said, well, let me tell you something. You're in the Caribbean now, and all of that bad behavior has to go. So he went into Cape Shepherd, saw something he wanted, and ready now to fall down, right? To pass out, ready now to pass out on the floor, All I did, I just opened the bag and showed him the belt. I just saw the belt, and my guy straightened up and was walking like, nothing was the matter here. I didn't want the thing anymore. And we had peace in town. We had peace. And Gardner says, as a child, my mother at the village shop, I may want something that money did not afford. As a child with my mother, yes, you can't. Yeah. Oh, tell you to pick a book. To pick a book. You could want a book, but no toys. Oh my. Yes, but your grandmother now would spoil you when you go to town. When you go out with your grandmother, you get all kind of sweetie and all kind of things, Yes, when they used to buy the shoes and the shoes burn in your foot and you still have to wear them. A lot of us have bunions because of that, and you think you can complain? Solomon said, I remember my parents used to take me window shopping at night in Bridgetown at night in the 70s. Oh, and you were obsessed with Lori Dash because of the toys. Did she buy your toys there too? Those were the days. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Let's see if we can rewatch this one. Go ahead, Dave.
Take your foot out of my couch. Take your foot out of my couch. No. Sit up in on my couch. When I watch TV, sit up in on my couch, man. Yes. As a matter of fact, turn it down. Turn it down. Are you alone in there? What? If you want me, turn it down. I sit up and watch the TV, man. You know what? Lock it off. Lock it off. Lock off the TV in my house. You're not paying a bill in my house. Lock off the TV. All right, good. As a matter of fact, attitude you give me? Attitude you give me? All right, watch out. Watch out. Look, I'll show you something. All right. Attitude you give me. Watch it, man. Attitude you give me. Take your foot.
If we can play that one, play that one again. Anybody experience? There was in the living room. The living room. There was a room in the house. You can't go in there. You can't go in there. Anybody still have a room in your house that the children they can't go into that room, or if they go in, they can't be laid down on the thing and have their foot on the couch, have your foot or your without your shirt in on the living room set? Huh? You still have places in your houses that they have the plastic on the chair and you can't touch certain rooms. They'll play this again because it need to hit home for some people. Play it again.
Take your foot out of my couch. Take your foot out of my couch. No. Sit up in on my couch. When I watch TV, sit up in on my couch, man. Yes. As a matter of fact, turn it down. Turn it down. Are you alone in there? What? If you want me, turn it down. I sit up and watch the TV, man. You know what? Lock it off. Lock it off. Lock off the TV in my house. You're not paying a bill in my house. Lock off the TV. All right, good. As a matter of fact, attitude you give me? Attitude you give me? All right, watch out. Watch out. Look, I'll show you something. All right. Attitude you give me. Watch me, yo. Attitude you give me. Take your foot out of my couch.
Oh, wow. Vihoy says, as a house should be lived in. Now, when you are growing up, Vihoy, was there at least one part of the house that the children, you can't just go and do anything there? You can't eat in that part of the house or anything. Anybody like that? Yes, Andrea. Yes, certain chairs you weren't allowed to sit in. You can't find yourself sitting in them now. I mean, I am telling you, yeah, it's true. The front house. Yes, I tell you, that was on the visitors. Put your foot on the chair and be comfortable. Put which foot on which chair. And then these American kids want come in and put them with their sneakers, with their shoes in people's chairs. I see them standing up in people's settee. You remember settee? Who remembers the settee? Standing up in people's settee with your shoes? Lord have mercy, you're going to lose your foot. You can't eat in the front house. You can't use certain cutlery from the wagon. They were for special guests that never came. The living room was off limits. Vihoy said our house wasn't that big. Yes, Vihoy, it's true. But then, you know what? My mom still would buy, even if she buy the dining room set, you can't just sit down on it like that. Right? You can sit down while we're eating dinner. But you can't take the chair and do all kind of stand up on chair and a shake chair and all of no, it can't happen. It can't happen. Somebody said front house was off limits. Yes. Yes. Those who had a front house. All right. So Dave, you ready again? You have another one? And by the way, we don't own the rights of the end of this, guys. We don't own the rights. You can see who these people are. You can go and search them up online. All right, go ahead, Dave.
Conga shop. Listen to me now. Me need you to buy 2 pounds of flour, 1 sardine, and 1 ginger oil. You hear me? Yes, mama. What me say you to buy? 2 pounds of flour, 1 sardine, 1 ginger oil. 2 pounds of flour, 1 sardine, 1 ginger oil. 2 pounds of flour, 1 sardine, and 1 ginger oil. 2 pounds of flour, 1 sardine, 1 ginger oil. 2 pounds of flour, 1 sardine, 1 ginger oil. 2 pounds of flour, 1 sardine, 1 ginger oil. 2 pounds of flour, 1 sardine, 1 ginger oil. Miss Donna? Mm-hmm. Good afternoon, Miss Donna. Beg you 3 grater cake, 1 bag juice, and half pound of rice. And it, come back. Listen to me now.
I'm sorry. Lord help me. Julie Mango. One more time, Dave. One more time. We got to rewind, man. Rewind.
Come back shop. Listen to me now. Me need you to buy 2 pounds of flour, 1 sardine, and 1 ginger oil. You hear me? Yes, mama. Yeah. What me say you to buy? 2 pounds of flour, 1 sardine, 1 ginger oil. 2 pounds of flour, 1 sardine, 1 ginger oil. 2 pounds of flour, 1 sardine, and 1 ginger oil. 2 pounds of flour, 1 sardine, 1 ginger oil. 2 pounds of flour, 1 sardine, 1 ginger oil. 2 pounds of flour, 1 sardine, 1 ginger oil. 2 pounds of flour, 1 sardine, 1 ginger oil. Miss Donna? Mm-hmm. Good afternoon, Miss Donna. Beg you 3 grater cake, 1 bag juice, and half pound of rice.
No, let me ask you all, what would happen? What would happen to you? Anybody this ever happened to before? They send you out when you reach the shopkeeper, you go blank. You can't remember, and the fear of going home to tell them you can't remember what they send you, and then they don't want to send them when they say you're fool. They can't send you no shop. Oh my goodness! Anybody can relate. Who forget? Who, when you went to the shop and then you notice what she was buying is all sweet thing, Greater cake. I'm from Jamaica, so it's a cake with the coconut and the sugar. Greater cake. We grate the coconut. They call it greater cake. I don't know what to call them here. Sugar cake. So she remembers sugar cake and all these other things that she likes, right? Yeah, you buy the wrong thing, you're getting lashes. Lashes was for everything. Isn't that true? Licks for you, boy. You get it right, you're going to have to go back in the hot sun. That 3 o'clock sun. Oh my gosh, I tell you, that 3 o'clock sun is something else. Somebody said my mother always wrote what she wanted, but then, in those times, some of the parents could not write. So you better remember. Yes, when you get back from shop, you're going to get licks. Anybody, talk the truth. Talk the truth and shame the devil. Who got licks out there from your mother? You went to the shop, came back, and you brought back the wrong things. Color said he learned to shop for fruit and veg. What did your mom tell you? Your mother lash you get licks. Yes. And they equate that with education, and that you need to learn to retain things. That's what they're trying to get you to do, right? Yes, you got lashes. Yeah, we can laugh now, but back in them days, we were terrified. Sometimes it's a fear. Sometimes it's a fear that causes us to forget to, You got licks. How many of you have done it to your children? You send them to the shop. Well, I remember I send one of my children to the little shop here. Because we're trying to bake something, for them. So I ran out of eggs. So I told him to go and buy some eggs. And so he rode his bicycle to the shop. Right? Came back with the eggs. When he came back with the eggs, guess what happened? Guess what happened? The eggs were all broken up because he had them on the bicycle riding fast, coming home with the eggs. When he come, it's just everything. The 6 eggs mashed up in the bag. And I'm here waiting on the eggs to make this cake for them. Yes, them break up. Listen, or how many of you got the money to go to shop and you lose the money on the way to shop? Who remember that? You get the money to go to the shop, right? And you lost the money. Before you get to the shop, you lose the money. Oh my gosh. If you ever lose that money, Lord, and then sometimes you hold it tight in your hand, tight. You hold on and it tight. But then you might start to play. You see something, you start to play. And you let go of the money and it lost. I am telling you, it's over. Licks, so you licks. And all of that. You know what they were trying to teach us? Discipline. Right? Someone sent you to do something. Focus. Focus on what you have to do. Don't stop and play. Don't stop and pick flowers. Don't stop and go over your friend's house. Go and do what you have to do. Or if you ever think you're bad, spend that money and don't bring home the change. Over the phone, anybody want to call with any you have any funny story about that and you want to call? Call, man. You want to call, you have some funny story about it? Colored says, I used to go to the local market in Eagle Hall, and if I brought back any produce she was not satisfied with, I see how you know, she would send me right back, and the hawker would exchange them or refund the money. So, oh my Lord. Oh, they feared your mom. They feared your mom. Oh my God. Don't be an eye servant. So you had to hurry. Right. Yes, everybody hit the, I know you're all involved, but everybody hit the like button now. Hit the like button. Right, that was the word. Do not stop and skylark. I have not even heard that word used in, I didn't even know that you use that here in Barbados. That's what my mother would say. You're out there skylarking. That's why you lost the money. You lose the money because you're skylarking. The children went with the list. You have to give the change. Because if you're going to give the change, you're going to beat you to the soft because they're going to say, you're learning to be a thief. You're learning to be a thief. So they're going to lash you behind. Okay, so let's watch this other one here. Let me see if I remember this one. Go ahead, Dave.
5 plus 5.
55?
How you get 55? If you tell me 55 again, I will cut your tail with a spot spoon. What is 5 plus 5?
3?
What is 5 plus 5?
55?
How you get 55? If you tell me 55 again, I will cut your tail with a spot spoon. What is 5 plus 5?
3?
Listen, folks. No, oh Lord have mercy. That's why I tell you, some parents, it's not good for them to be teaching the children no common entrance because they can't manage it. They cannot manage it. Right? You ever said, listen, oh Lord. Yes, that's Jamal Samson. Yeah, you can't, they tell you the wrong thing, Caribbean parents, they're serious. They're serious. You have to have patience to teach, I tell you. Sheet you in blows, that's what you say. You got your tail cut, your father teaching you to read. Solomon. P-A-T. And you have to sound the P-A-T. And if you say pen or something else, oh my Lord. How you want the pen? P, what is P-A? Give me the sound for for A-T. Listen, and you carry Solomon, you're going to get it. You didn't get hit for schoolwork, but you got hit for using your left hand. It's true. How many persons get left for eating for using their left hand? The multiplication tables, I'm telling you, they got a slippers. They got the slippers in hand, and you have to be they're waiting, man. The multiplication table. That time they have the back of the book, and they don't know it themselves, You think your mother really knew 12 by the 12 time table, and the 8 time and 10 time? No, she looking at the back of the book, and she got the slipper, right? And I'm telling you, you doing that 12 time table and you doing the tables, and once you see you miss one, oh Lord, even though you think you could ask her, so but mommy, you don't know the 12, you don't know the tables, you don't know the multiplication tables. Let me tell you, you're roasted. Solomon. Solomon say here to the exercise book with the timetables to the back. Yes, mommy used to watch that. Look at that. And you're going to get it. You're going to get it. Yes, you got to know. Yes. You got to know the tables. You got to know the tables. You can't tell her she don't know it. And you really think back now. You think your mother really knew the tables? Please. Please. You think she really knew nothing? She didn't know, no. Anybody else got lashes to use in the left hand? Oh, who remember their reading book? What was a book you used to read? I used to read Caribbean Readers, but there was one about again. I can't remember. Listen, what book you used to read, and let me tell you, you can't pretend you are reading and by reading the pictures, you know. Who used to pretend that they're reading and reading the pictures? Listen, no, who is this? Who is Daniel? Daniel, you are so right. If you ever break, Dave, oh my God, Dave, you have to put up, we have to come back to this home, this lampshade. Lord have his mercy. If you ever break that lampshade, my God, you're going to get it. Home sweet. It's like we all grew up in the same Caribbean. Eh? I didn't even know you guys have the home sweet home lampshades. We're gonna come back to that, but let us listen to this one here, and then I'm gonna read the comments. And Dave, see if you find a home sweet home lampshade for me. Go ahead, Dave.
I can tell you a story. I feel a pain in here. I said, what is this? Eh? I said, what is this? Don't tell me I'm having a heart attack. It's like an elephant standing for my chest. I said, man, I'm a back pain in me. It's hurting me bad. She said, man, it must be the gas. I said, no, can't be. I arguing she don't. I say, no, man. This pain is too terrible to be gas. But you know what? Soon as I drink the tea, I go to belching. And next thing you know, I don't feel no pain. I should have listened to my grandparents because they always tell me to drink my hot tea before I go out. And ever since I get Americanized, I don't drink no tea. And that's why the gas take a hold of me. I always tell these children they don't listen. And it's me who don't listen. So make sure you're drinking your tea and your hot things because that gas will hold you and kill you. I can tell you.
Yeah, and gas is the reason for everything. Your eye is hurting you. They say you have gas. Whatever it is, you can have gas in any part of your body, according to your mom. You understand that? You could have gas in any part of your body. They tell you it's gas. The sad thing about it is that some people were very well sick, you know, but they need to have that ginger tea. And believe it or not, I pass that on to my children. I have one child is overseas, and they tell me I always have ginger in the house, Mom. I don't go. My house always have ginger. If I feel sick, I go for my ginger tea. So I pass that on, right? The ginger tea, but the ginger tea cures everything, right? Everything is gas. Everything is gas. I'm telling you. But listen, which one is this? Okay. All right. Let me see. I might read some of the comments before we go. Andrew says that when my grandmother found I couldn't read, she was shocked. I was a great storyteller. So Andrea, you were reading the pictures too? Okay, somebody said Caribbean Readers that they're reading. Okay, geography book. But before we could get to the geography books, there was that book that we were all reading, the Lady Bird books. The Nelson West Indian readers with the red back. Yes. Yes. Some people like to read the Hardy Boys, but you know, before we got there, yes. Yeah, she picture read. Ken and Joy. Yes. Yes. Ken and Joy. I remember Ken and Joy. Yes. And you better, but you know, you better read and don't read them pictures. The home, no, so let's talk about the home, sweet home lamp. How many of you remember this? I see Miss McLean there. Miss McLean, let me know if you're ready to come in here, because I know you have some stories, not yet. Home, sweet home lamp. How many of you remember this lamp? Oh my gosh. When you're cleaning the house, make sure you don't let down this lamp and break the shade, you know. Make sure you're not in the house playing and this lamp fall down and the shade drop off, you know. You have to still colors, remember? Oh, that's about the gas. Your mother used to cuff you in your back to get the gas out. I remember. You remember? Uh-huh. You had those lamps? You remember? Well, let me tell you something. I was studying CXCs and we had those lamps. And let me tell you, you see, when you wake up in the morning, you do like this in your because here's the thing, you know, there's a time where the lamp start to get the top black. The soot. Thank you, Dave. Soot. What is the correct word? Right? You had a wick and you had the kerosene. Anybody ever your parents tell you to clean the lamp shade and it broke? The soot. Thank you. Anybody had to clean the lampshade, clean the soot from the lampshade, and it broke? Somebody still have two of them? Yes. Solomon, you are rich. You had electricity. Listen, I was studying and passed my CXCs with Dottie here. And I tell you, and when she didn't have that, all the rooms didn't have that, you know. Some of us had the one with the bottle, and she made it out of the cloth, and it what they used to call that one? It didn't have a shade. So when you get up in the morning, or in your nose, you know, black, in your nostrils, black. Oh wow, you have these two? Yes. Yes, with the newspaper, it's true. You have to clean it. Well, no, you have to wash it first, and then you have to shine it with the newspaper. And if you ever break it, you're going to get lashes, man. Well, especially if you were playing. Miss McLean, you ready? Miss McLean, you broke one? Miss McLean. Miss McLean, open. Good night, man. Open your
good night. No, I didn't break. I know of the exploits, but you see, let me say good night. I've been enjoying the show, and as the person, I was going to tell you a smart lamp as you want with the bottle or what, but I had the advantage of being the last daughter, the last of 4 girls, and the 9th of 11 children. So by the time they got down to me, a lot of the the terrorizing had changed. But and I remember when we got electricity. So, but I would have been the little sister. So my bigger sisters would, or brothers or whatever, would have dealt with things like that. But all that you're saying, I can relate to. You know.
Yes.
I
Yes.
was I was laughing when you were talking about lashes because I remember playing a trick on my mother. You remember I told you that Ramon Goodman's mother was my playmate.
Yes,
So
yes.
they lived on what we call up the hill because I'm from Black Rock and they live at Free Hill at the level below the university. So they were right behind us. And you want to go and play, but you didn't get permission. So my mother would call me and I would wait till she moved from the door, sneak in the bedroom and pretend to wake up. Mommy, you wake me up. Now they call her mommy. I used to call my mother mama.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise,
Listen, man, we do all kinds of things on them, but you know they're smarter than us.
but you know what it was also? They weren't terrible things. Hello, Mavis. Good night. And let me say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, godmothers, adoptive mothers, and to you, Marcia, the mother of your three sons and the rest of the young people that you've mothered for years.
Yes, happy Mother's Day to you. I said it to you
Yes.
online, but yeah.
Yes. So I was watching when the show started. So
Yes,
but,
yes.
you know, we can reminisce and laugh, but there were good times. There were boundaries. You know, I was laughing at your son and the scrambled eggs as I call it.
The eggs. I am telling you, I was living, and you know, I didn't lash. Some things you're so angry, you know, you just walk away. You just walk away, Miss McLean. You just walk away. Let me read some of these. Glad to have you though, but let me read some of these comments. I said to myself, next thing you might be out, you know, because Jason, as you know, would normally be on, and he says, no, I'm with family now, you know, so I didn't want to bother anybody. But as I was on, I said, I think this is a show that you would like.
Yeah, I was watching. No, I'm not a going out person on occasions. I prefer not to. I mean, I was telling somebody this morning at church that you know, people love to go out. Well, I prefer to eat in, let me put it that way, to sit with some friends and have a meal prepared or prepare a meal than to sit in a restaurant where they're trying to get in as many patrons as they can. And I mean, you know, it's never been something that my preference, so to speak, you know. And you know that I'm not a lunch person generally.
Right.
In fact, I was talking to my sister earlier this evening because she and my niece they were going out to dinner because that's what they told them, because my brother-in-law died some years ago, and my older nephew, he's in Canada, but my younger nephew died as you remember. So it's the two of them, and so they do a lot together. But you know, so that's what. But I like when the crowds are out and about, I prefer to be in. So
I know, but I was really trying to not disturb you on Mother's Day. I said, Dave, I go and carry this one myself tonight.
When I heard you say that, I said, let me say, you know, I can come on, no problem.
Yeah, you see, the lampshade costs a lot. Those lamps used to cost a lot of money, you know.
But it's not only, it's not, well, not the individual, but remember that people didn't have a lot of money. They were expensive.
Right. Yes.
But people didn't, when things got damaged and parents got upset, it was because, like, how am I going to replace this? You know? But I saw somebody we want, but I remember them very well. I remember my grandmother trying to put me inside the lamp. The little girl.
She said she gonna put you in the lamp.
Inside the lamp, yeah.
You were so tiny.
Because, but actually, that was my nickname at secondary school. I was the smallest girl there. I went to secondary school, and so they used to call me Tiny. But I wanted to go outside with my sister. Remember, I'm the youngest daughter. And my grandmother said, no, you can't go out. So I must start crying. But I only had one grandparent alive in my lifetime. My mother's mother, her father, my maternal grandfather had already died before I was born, as well as both of my father's parents. So I just had this one grandmother, and it's funny. As old as I am, and I don't know if anybody can relate to this. I can still smell the powder that my grandmother wore. My grandmother died when I was 13. And they used to use something, there was something called Pond's, that there was a cream.
Pond's.
And
Yeah,
there was,
Pond's.
and this powder that Granny used to put on, and I can, in the recesses of my brain, that smell is still with me.
Yes, yes.
She was a very particular lady, used to dress up, and I was talking to
talcum powder.
Yes, but this also was a pink powder that she put on her face. So the talcum powder was one smell, but the pink facial powder was another one. And I'm talking about, as I said, my grandmother died when I was 13. And I far from 13 now. So I have memories of her. She was a very particular lady, and I must describe her.
Yeah, look at this comment, Miss McLean. You know that it's true. There was a time there was no night you couldn't on your mother old dress.
No, it's true. It's true.
Listen, you're talking about old dress. When you go by your grandmother now, let me tell you, that's the truth, the God love. I'm telling you, I was little too. They put in one of our love underwear and dried up the
dragon drawers. That is a comment.
I was sleeping in one of Granny underwear, and what kind of material, that skipping material thing, and she put it on and me and dried up. Because you can't sleep in your yard clothes, so you have to bathe and then you have to put on your night clothes. So that was the night clothes, Granny, and then I used to sleep on her hand. Because my pillow right here, my pillow was right here on her arm.
If you couldn't get a whole shower, they used to go wash your face and hand.
Yeah. Listen, and don't go in the bed and then look and see your foot bottom dirty. The bottom of your foot dirty, you're in trouble, right? I tell you, because you go in the bathroom and you go to bathe, right? And then, when you used to have the shower now, and you don't turn on, or you're in there, when you have the pan, you're in there, and who used to do that? That's a throw up the water, and you're not bathing.
Sounds like my little brother trying not to bathe to go to school and me telling my mother she running back in the bathroom.
Listen, you take
go bed off. Yeah, okay.
Go bed off.
Yeah,
go bed off.
That's bed off.
And the boys will do it. And when they come out, all your mother do, she just come and say, "Come here," and you check your back, and run her hand on your back like that, dry as a chip. You have to go right back and go and bathe. You're too nasty. Because the water was cold. That's the thing.
It's
it
true.
Was cold.
Now, I remember going to midnight mass, sorry. And so, December, because even in fact, the last December was probably a little bit reminiscent of some years ago. It used to be cold. And you didn't have any warm water. So you got to go easy until you get shock your body.
But now we're learning that the doctors are saying, actually, that's the water you need to shower in.
But I have my brother after me as routinely showers in cold water. As opposed to warm.
Said, that it is the cold water that you are to use and not the warm water. Isn't that interesting?
There's a secret to that. You wet your feet and you kind of get your body acclimatized.
Right.
Whatever. But I mean, I go to the beach and the water is cold, so I tell myself if I can plunge in the cold ocean, Yeah.
Well, listen, guys. Anybody has any story that any funny story of you tricking your mother and she found out? Anybody tricking your mother because somehow they were like the detective. They could find out everything. All right. Any story that you wish to tell, remember, we're on air. Anything that you wish to tell is a funny story and you want to tell us about it, go ahead. Dave, you have any more of those videos?
Okay. I am looking at pension pumps. When I was a girl, I used to call them something else.
Yeah, what do you call them?
Motley Brown pumps. And I remember Motley was the Ernest Motley was the mayor of Bridgetown. And there was I guess welfare grants and so on. They used to give you these brown pumps. So they used to call them after the mayor. And you would go to Battle Store and you buy go forwards. You know what go forward?
No.
Rubber slippers. You know those little rubber slippers?
That with your foot like you put your toe.
You just put the little rubber slippers that
they call it go forward?
Go forwards. Yeah. Excuse me.
Oh Lord, right. The rubber dog muscles.
Rubber slippers. Yeah. Used to get dog muscles.
Okay, it's the same.
Those are the rubber shoes. They're kind of like a bit of buckle, like a see-through plastic. And we call it dog muzzle. They call it muzzle. We call it dog muzzle. Like, you know, different people probably pronounce it different ways.
Oh, batter slippers. No, we say batter slippers. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew, where are you from? Yeah, batter slippers. Yes, go ahead.
Batter shoe shop was you know.
I know that from Jamaica. It's like we were doing the same thing throughout the region.
Yeah, well, I guess they came and they located themselves across the farmer colonies and whatever, the same British or whoever stores, you know, would have. So there were a lot of things we did in common.
Yeah. But listen, I have a story to tell you, a little funny story. It's about somebody, but I can't tell the name because they didn't tell me the name. But this thing is so funny. Well, to me, just so funny because of who the person is that every time I see them, I laugh. So there's a whole set of them, right? So one brother told me that this particular brother used to get away with a whole set of things. You know, you have that brother that, you know, not because they're like that. Not because they're a favorite, but they just use their head. So for this particular person, every time that it's now time to do chores, and the mother going around, and mother telling you to do this, and they're calling all of them. It's a lot of them, right? Oh, you are going to do this. When they find when she comes, she find this particular brother at the table reading the Bible.
Dog muzzles.
That's the dog muzzles. Okay. At the table reading the Bible. So because the brother knew that mommy was a Christian, a devout Christian. So he sit down at the table reading the Bible. So mommy feel good now. Oh, good boy. I leave him and he don't get to do the chores. And the others, they were mad because they know he's just tricking them, you know.
Probably had the Bible upside down.
He probably have it upside down. You never know. But yes, these little shoes here. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Dog muscles. Yes. But Dave, you can go ahead and play your video that you have. And people who did not go straight home after school, but going outside to play and instead of staying in the house. Yes. Listen, those were those days. And what you said something, Miss McLean, about boundaries. They were teaching us boundaries. But let's watch this video that Dave has been trying to play for so long. Yeah.
Alpha and Omega. Nah, I had it up there. Yeah, but that's blasting. You guys come here. Yeah, mommy. Who you leave this blasting one ice for? You don't know to fall back in damn ice straight. Who that for? I'm fire by your boy. Fall back the ice. Fall back the ice straight, boy. Shit, man. Move out now. Fire by you. You are alpha.
No, the irony is how she's singing a gospel song. She is worshiping. But the ice tray. Listen, I know people die. Listen, that is one of the things that drive you nuts. But I was out with the children the other day, and they had a bottle there, box of drink, and I went to get the box of drink, and a little bit was left in the box, and I poured some out, and I left some back in the box. And the person who was doing the was in charge of the hospital said, "Marcia, please drink all of it." And I'm like, "No, I want to leave some for somebody else." And she said, drink all of it. And you could tell she was getting a little thirsty, like. And then she started saying, "That's what my son does all the time. Leave the little thing in the box." But
it's not enough for anybody, but you leave.
But I was just trying to be, but I said, "Oh,
good manners."
That's what I was trying to do. But,
No, when you said that, it reminded me not so much like you're eating.
Yes.
I used to hear this expression. Somebody could probably tell me here, but leaving some for manners. I mean, you could eat all your food. Why you leave a little bit?
Yeah, somebody said that still happens in their house where the ice tray is left empty. It is it's annoying. I know my husband hates that. The ice tray boy. Got you. Dave, you have any more? Yes, okay, let's do it. And then I just wanted to get into a little serious moment there before we go. Yeah, go ahead. Whenever you're ready. Solomon said, "I do that with the juice jug. My mother come and see it nearly empty and asking who drink it and left it the empty jug." And that's the other thing. Who did it? Nobody. The house is quiet. Nobody is saying who did it, right? Who left this in the fridge? Nobody wants to answer. It's a dog. Yeah. Go ahead, Dave.
The place dirty and everybody still in there asleep.
Oh. One more time, Dave. One more time.
Everybody still in there asleep.
Oh, you have sense.
You have sense. You may get lashes.
Listen, I am telling you, there were boundaries. You see, I'm telling you, this whole thing, you hit it, Miss McLean. You hit it on the nail on the head. She cannot be in there laying down, stretch out in a bed, and chores to be done. Mommy coming, she better get up and start, right? I'm a big girl.
Yeah.
Nowadays, these children, they lay down and they draw the cover over their head. Listen, my mother used to go in and she will even throw a bucket of water on you.
No, there were some rules at my house. My mother would tell you, if you get out of your bed, spread it.
Yeah.
You don't go and leave. You hear someone say, "But I got back to like that." You get out of the bed, spread it. And then because there were a lot of us, this thing about chores, you wash dishes, the solution was, tired of trying to tell you all, you dirty it, you wash it. The next rule was, do not light my stove unless it is clean. The stove top.
Okay.
And think about it, because if something spilled on the stove and you lit the stove and then the heat and everything hardened it on, then you would damage the material, the stuff, the thing, cleaning it. So she would actually turn off the stove if she came in the kitchen and somebody dared to go and turn on the stove and turn it off.
She turn it off, right?
Turn it off, yes. You got to clean it before.
Boundaries, we're teaching the children discipline and all of that. Yes, I know that some of the lashes was a little out of hand, right? And all of that. I mean, the ice can do that to you. But, some of the things that we threw at the children and all of that, was wrong. But, we were learning. We understood discipline. We understood order. We understood who is in charge, obedience, right, Miss McLean?
Yeah, no, it's true. I talked to a couple of my sister-in-laws, you would go and seek something like plastic bags, couple of my brothers, but they're very neat. And my sister, they fold them up and so on. And they said, but that's just how Huey, that's how Morris used to do it. You know, I said, that's because I think because there were so many children.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to manage the space in a way
Yes.
that, you know, so if it's an individual now, you probably figure, well, I heard they talk about rooms and locking doors, which there were no locks on the door, there were handles on the door, but not locks.
Not locks.
No,
Yeah.
not locks. And you share the room with, you know, because
With others, so you can't
yes,
really lock no door.
but lock, you know, there were things to close it, but you ain't locking no lock. Wait till you get your house to go lock it.
Listen, right, the cuckoo stick. Yes, the cuckoo stick. The cuckoo stick had a dual purpose. Dual purpose.
I was reminding my son the other day, it wasn't a cuckoo stick, it was a large wooden spoon. It was a big one. And he was in the kitchen annoying me something. I was just like, because I wasn't into beating him. I didn't have reason to. But he was just, and I opened the drawer and gave him one lash. He kind of was like, it was a shock. So he started laughing. Next he started to cry. He was like, so what they pull it out? I say, remember this?
The shock of it.
Because I was like, stop it, boy. And he was, you know. So I said, okay, I opened the drawer. What?
Yeah, and somebody say, if you think you're bright, they would take the whole door off the hinges. We've had to do that. The whole door. All right, just slamming the door. Let's take this door.
Yeah.
End of that.
More slam.
No more door slamming. Yeah. Yeah. But you know, Miss McLean, one of the things I want us to you know, there's also a serious side to this whole thing, to Mother's Day, you know, which I call the silent, I'm calling it the silent side of Mother's Day. And because it's on a day like today, you know, people are feeling all kinds of emotions. One young lady today, she called, you know, to ask for help to get her to her mother's grave.
Wow.
You know, and she just had a little baby, not even probably 2 or 3 months old. So she can't get to celebrate, you know, she's thinking about her mother who died, I think, is it earlier this year, Dave? No, late last year, yeah. So we want to talk about the mothers we don't see, because though many mothers are celebrated, you know, today, you know, many mothers, but you know, they get the phone calls, they get flowers. Some people got flowers. Some of you in the chat got flowers. Some of them were taken out to lunch. You know, they were told thank you. Some were told, you know, I love you. And of course, that is beautiful, right? But we're not talking about those mothers. Some of you on here tonight, you're laughing, you're having fun, you know, but you're part of those mothers that we don't see. So the question is, are you that mother? We might be laughing here tonight, but you're that mother who did not get a phone call today for whatever the reason is. You didn't get any flowers. You didn't get any lunch. Nobody cooked for you. Nobody took you out to lunch. Nobody gave you a gift. Are you that mother?
You know, that is a serious. In fact, I was thinking about a certain lady as I listened to Commissioner, and I will say this. The person called me very early this morning, and later on when I came home and I returned the call. I reminded her that I go to a 6:45 service. So if you call me at 6 something in the morning, I've either left for church or whatever. But I made it a point of taking a number of things for this person, because this is somebody who never knew her mother. And the birth certificate has a name. And the address was no fixed place of abode. Now, you know, I don't want to get too specific because there's a small place and people know who I know and so on. what I committed to, and so that was one of the reasons why I made it my business after the conversation. And I wouldn't go into the details of that because there are some relatives in that person's life. But I realized when the person called me, it was to have somebody to talk to, just to say and to hear Happy Mother's Day, or to say Happy Mother's Day to somebody. And I was listening to Commission. I wrote down a note to say to him that our records are such that if his birth certificate, even I think you said the mother died in childbirth, if his birth certificate has his mother's name on, he can actually start to trace that family. So while he may not get a chance, it won't be photographs necessarily given his age. He may meet somebody who may look a lot like his mother. So somebody hearing where he can make contact. That's one thing. So the archives, a lot of those birth records, and I would have to check with a couple of people I know who used to use them. Some of them are digitized. So they're available, I try to remember how many years back, because I've had a relative do searches. And so, for example, I discovered that my father's parents, I knew of 5 of them, but at least 3 children had died in childbirth. But their names, I got to learn of these uncles that I never knew. Well, they didn't survive. So there are people out there who, as you said, are hurting. They might have had horrible relationships with parents. Or I mean, it could be a variety of anything that could happen. So it is one of those things that I say to people: make it your business to remember exactly what you're saying, that there are people out there who have little to celebrate, who wish that they had, You also have people who may very well have been regretting as parents, in this case, a mother, when June comes and it's Father's Day, a father, people who regret certain things. So it is occasions like this that people go through some very negative feelings and emotions.
Yes.
Because as you said, we can sit down here and laugh and so on, because as much as somebody might say that their mother beat them at anything they got their hand on, they could also probably tell you of stories of how much their mother loved them, or as they grew older, they realized that even though how the mother or the parents behave, in this case we're talking mother, they also demonstrated, on the other hand, that they cared in their own kind of way. I mean, as I said, you may get lashes for breaking a lamp, because the problem is, where you can find money to buy another one from? So they, rather than say to a child, "Oh dear," the just reaction is to punish the child, when in fact, and that's an immediate reaction, and so it is something to reflect on, that in fact, it is on occasions like this, birthdays, Christmas, holidays, when people are celebrating and enjoying and having a good time, that people often have the extreme opposite reaction because of their circumstance.
Yes, because of what they're and so that's why we're asking, are you that mother, the one that you sat today and watch everyone else celebrating, and you tried to pretend you're okay, but you didn't get that phone call, no message, no visit, no flowers, no thank you, just silence. Some mothers, they don't have a problem with that, but it could be that your child is no longer here.
Right.
Yes, you are that one who had to bury your son. What about all the 20-something young men that died this year?
Precisely.
Yeah, that child is no longer here to give you a call or give you a card, take you out. Probably that child took you out last Mother's Day, but there's no child. So you had to bury your son, you had to bury your daughter. And we're talking right now, and it's rolling off of our lips, of my lips, as though, but that's real for you. And every Mother's Day is not celebration for you. It is a memory. Miss McLean?
True. No,
right?
it's true. I mean, because, and you mentioned about burying a son or a daughter. I remember at the death of one of my brothers. He died at 52. And my father, it was the second time in my life I'd seen my father cry. And my maternal uncle, my mother had a brother who was very close to my father because they were all people from Black Rock there. He was a friend of my uncle and so on. And I remember hearing my uncle turn to him and say, "Fred, why are you crying?" And my father's response was, "A parent is not supposed to bury a child." And so when you think of the horrific ways in which we've lost a lot of young men, and we're talking mothers and people and people often say that a big deal is made about Mother's Day and less about fathers. That's changing, but there's also another reason. We in the Caribbean, because Jamaica, Trinidad, very similar in a lot of instances, we have female-headed households. The only parent some children ever knew in a very intimate way was their mother, and so in a sense, where a woman carried that burden. I don't know the details of any of those young men that we lost, but in more instances than not, you hear mothers speaking. That is not suggesting that the fathers were not part of their lives or whatever, but women have a special relationship to children, having had the role of nurturing them from birth, and having carried them before, whatever. And so in a situation like that, Marcy, you're very correct. You think about it. There was not illness that prepared you, and even with illness, you are not still prepared for what will happen. Some people deal with illness and death in a very, very different way from others. For some people, it is extremely hard. For some people, takes forever to get over. You're muted. Mm-hmm. I'm not here.
Yeah, Solomon is saying here that I handled Dad when Dad left, he died, but not Mom. She was the foundation of my world, because the first 2 to 4 years he was not around. Honestly, he shouldn't. Okay, but the point, what he's saying is that
should have stopped where he was.
Yeah, the mother was the foundation to his his world, and so that's it. But and these things are real. Your child, but it could be, you could also be that mother. Your child is alive. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
But not in your life. You're estranged.
Precisely. That's one of the things.
It's another real one. Distant, whether physically distant or just emotionally distant.
Distant, yeah.
Gone in a way, it feels kind of permanent, that the child is gone. That's a very painful thing.
I have had to say to people, try to change that. Some people say, I will never speak to her again, or being, speaking to the mother or a child. I don't want to see him or see her again as a child. And I said, look, there's something important about family. And if you can mend that, try to mend it. I say because sometimes parents, and we're talking mothers, but it can apply to both mother and father. Parents don't know how to express themselves, how to communicate, whether it is love, anger, frustration, disappointment, worry. And this is one of the things that, I remember I smile because I'm sitting in this chair where I am right now. And I remember having one of my first what I told him was adult conversations with my son, about girlfriends and whatever. And then he was like, Mom, I can't imagine like talking to you about this, and we were having, and I really, it was a Christmas Eve night, actually. He'd come to put up curtains for me. And we always, we would talk about things, but here he was able to express himself about concerns he had as a child growing up and all kinds of things, and to be able to do that and explain is important. Because sometimes you think you understand what was going through the minds of a parent or the mind of a child, and you were totally wrong. And that's why I say to people, see if you can find it in you to get to a point where, even if you agree that it cannot work, but at least to explore what it is. This is not, I'll give you an example. I'm the last daughter. When my brother came back to Barbados from overseas, Wendell, everybody knows that brother. He and his wife wanted me to come and stay with them. And my mother said no. My sister Marcia, that was her name. My sister before me, Marcia, went. And well, my sister, some of them, my relatives, my siblings may be hearing this for the first time because the conversation I had with my mom, because I was the last girl. And I was like, you didn't like me, so you won't let me go. And she said, what are you talking about? She said, you were my baby girl. I couldn't let you go. And there I was thinking, my sister is living in the lap of luxury, but she's thinking now, they wanted Maxine to come and they send me. Why? She wanted to get rid of me, kind of thing. And there we were thinking, oh, she's having a grand time. And, because obviously she is there having her own room, kind of.
Yeah.
And my, these are two. Yeah, so the thing is that because there was no discussion to say, well, I think you're too young, still, I think you need to be at home with us, with your parents, whatever. We think is easier for Marcia to go and better because she's at the point in her studies and whatever else where they can help, because my sister-in-law is a teacher, my brother, university lecturer, whatever. This is where she can get, So if there were some discussion, but at the point is the parents say, well, be a parent to make a decision, and we think it's for the best, and everybody. So I think, and that's just not related to the extreme cases we are talking about, but I'm just saying communication, and I mean, if I never raise it, I raise it, but as an adult having a conversation with my mother in the same way that I talked about an adult conversation with my son, our first adult conversation. If people can find it in themselves, and sometimes you may need professional help to do it, to facilitate that, because I once met, again, and I can't get into too much details, it's a small society. You'd be surprised how small sometimes. And I met this, well, I hadn't met her. She would have met me through listening to the call-in program. And I got a call one night. I had just come home. At that time, I was a volunteer in the credit union movement, came home tired, had gone to work and whatever. My phone rang about 10:30 at night. And I spoke to this lady until 1:30 in the morning. And I ended up arranging to take the person to see a psychologist. And I mean, it was a horror story, and I would say this, the person was suicidal when she called me.
Yeah.
And she said to herself, and I wonder if that woman who's on the calling program would talk to me. And that night she called the studio, and Matthew Farley was the producer at the time, so he would have been answering the phone.
Yeah.
And he recognized, he tried, and she said, no, I don't want to talk to you. And he recognized that there was an issue and chose to give her my number. And when I realized, I mean, it was
what she was going through, and you were there as that voice, which is
and then I realized that she had never had a chance to speak to anybody, a situation occurred which triggered bad memories of her childhood. And well, I am happy to say she went through even that first appointment with the psychologist. My arrangement was I up to the point I picked up the person. I didn't ask her name. She just told me where to find her and so on. I mean, as a friend of mine said, I have a malicious, the phones you can see, I call it ID and so on, but I didn't ask the person's name. And I had several conversations, and when I convinced her that I would take her to see this person and make sure that she at least had a few sessions, then she said, would you go with me? And I went, I dropped her, and I was sitting in the waiting room, and I literally had to go in to help her to get the conversation going, and people, part of it was that because of the situation, the person had what I would, some self-destructive behaviors manifesting, and I saw a transformation because there was an intervention or a series of interventions.
Very, very important. So that's one of the reasons I decided, I said we're going to do a happy segment, but, lots of laughter. But we have to remember that mother whose child right now is on the streets. There's a mother watching, and your child is not home. Your child probably is strung out on drugs somewhere in some crack house, some old house on the street laying down. Those are people's children. You are on a path you can't control. They're probably not on the street, but they're on a path you just can't control. You are a mother right now. Your son might be in prison, right? Others are being, you watch others being taken out to dinner, but you're wondering if your child is safe tonight, probably at prison. Or you know what, you might be a mother who have made mistakes, right? You might be a mother who you look back and you say, boy, and I do that sometimes, and I said, boy, I should have done more. You're like that. Is there a mother out there like that? The mother, you look back and you say, I should have done more. I should have been there. I should have said something different. I should have loved better.
And you
feel that you're living the consequences of that. And that's why I'm saying, you know what, it is not that simple. And I know some of you are laughing, but you're laughing with that pain in your heart. It's not simple. Mother's Day is not one story. It's not one emotion. And we are here tonight to say, we see you. We see you. We understand that there's grief, there's regret, a lot of regret. Things I look back and I said, Marcia, you could have done that better. Sometimes you are just following what you know. This is how your mom did it, how your parents did it. Well, not parents, my mother, because I just grew up with my mother. This is how she did it, and then you do it now that you're a mom and you're a parent, and it's a wrong thing that you've done. So there's a lot of regret on this day, a lot of silence and a longing, especially children who are estranged, right? And so we're not pretending tonight, Ms. McLean, that all mothers are okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
I want to say something to Solomon. It says, only if my mother had listened to her parents, she would still be living. Yes, it wouldn't be a Solomon, but most importantly, my mother would have lived her best life. You do not know what would have been. And so I say to people sometimes, you think so. I mean, her best life might be having you. I sit down and sometimes I have conversations now. I spend some time with elderly relatives, as you know. And sometimes she would start asking me about my life and so on. And I say to her, I have done a whole set of things in my life. But I cannot see my life being any different from how it has been. If you see what I mean. If I had gotten married at 21, as I contemplated, then I would not have the son that I have. I might have 10 children like my mother, I don't know. but none of them would have been my son that I have now. And if I had all of those, I might not have done a whole set of things. I might never have met you or this brother. I might have watched this program as a member of the audience. So I tell people, I long ago stopped telling myself coulda, woulda, shoulda. I look back, not, because there was a time if I did something and I would be beating up myself, I should have done it differently. I stopped that. I say, okay, what is there to learn from that? How can I probably use some of that to help somebody to understand? I mean, and it's just not just sharing with people so that they can have another perspective, and so it is easy to look back and beat up yourself. But I also say to people, when you look at your life, how can I, as I just repeated myself again, how can I draw from whatever happened to understand what has made me who I am, and how, and as we either have children of our own or we influence children, how do we make decisions to make sure that we can at least offer some of the best that we have in terms of advice or whatever, maybe to stop somebody from experiencing what some others might have. How do we help somebody to have a cushion to I mean, let's say we're talking about those people who lost their children, who will say this thing about Mother's Day. Mother's Day for me now is a belly full of grief because somebody has taken my child, and worse yet, when in as we have seen with so many of the young victims, people who were bystanders and got caught up in being in the wrong place at the at that point in time, that must hurt more than anything else, but at the same time, people have to be helped to come to grips with that, because I was talking to my sister the other day, and it was about death and persons who we had lost recently and so on. And I said to her, is it that we have become, I wouldn't use the word callous, let me say accustomed, because we have lost. So coming from a big family, I remember, that, let me finish the point, that we have gotten accustomed to it, and so, but you don't get used. But I remember saying to my son, because he had, as a small boy, he would have lost my mother, and then about a few years later in quick succession, I lost brothers, father, aunts, and some other relatives. And he was like, as a little boy, what's happening? So I said to him, if I had one sibling and that person died, then I had no more. But remember, I am from a large family. And therefore, we have to anticipate that we will have multiple losses. We would hope that they wouldn't come in rapid fire as some of them did, and so on. And I remember, and these are things. When my mother died, my son was at nursery school or primary school, but he was young, and he did not want to go to the funeral, and I did not insist. But you know what he said to me? When we went to church the Sunday, because the funeral would probably been a Saturday morning. I remember the day of the week. I would have to look back at the dates. But he said to me, I think it was the next morning, but the next time we went to church, he said to me, I want to go and say goodbye to Granny. Now, this is a little boy. And I took him to the graveside. And whatever thoughts went through his mind, he just wanted to go, and and this is the other thing, that we have to find a way to help people to process their grief.
Yes.
And to realize that people grieve in so many different ways, that there are triggers. Today would be a major trigger.
Correct for a lot of people. And we're talking a lot about the mother. We've talked about the child as well, but there are some of you who are children. You're a mother, but you were a child too who felt rejected by your mother in some one way or another. We look back and we look at the good times and we're laughing at the good times and the things we learned, but we also some of us felt rejected. It goes both ways. Are you that child you're watching right now? You're that child who felt unwanted. You're that child who felt like you did not belong. You're that child where you felt like your presence was a burden. And because when those kinds of things happen, what happens is that there's a wound. There's a wound that it doesn't just stay in childhood. And on a day like today, a lot of you feel that wound. The wound grows. It's not dealt with. It didn't go. Some people go to church and ask God to help them. Some people go to therapy. Some people do both. Some people just pray at home. Whatever you do, right? And the point is that we all have that wound that wasn't intended necessarily. As Ms. McLean was saying earlier, you were saying that what happened, the misunderstanding because of the lack of communication. But if that wound is not healed, that's the kind of wound. This is where I want to get to, that turns into anger. It can cause us to be distant, and put some children and even into adulthood, you are labeled as rebellious, right? We have that confusion that is happening, and it becomes a search. We're searching for love in all the wrong places. And, sometimes that wound, believe it or not, becomes violence. That's where I want to get tonight, because a lot of people cried today. A lot of people suffered silently. A lot of people, they're around their family member, but they feel like they don't belong. My mother prefer all of these, except my mother doesn't like me. I'm the black sheep of the family. And for some people, it turns anger, distance, confusion, all kinds of things, and sometimes even violence. So when we talk about what is happening, in the country right now, whether we're talking about our young men, we're talking about crime, we're talking about broken communities, the truth is that we have to ask ourselves, what is happening in the home? What is happening between mother and child? I don't know if it was you, Miss McLean, talk about that umbilical cord. Some people have the way they feel is that umbilical cord feel like it was cut from they were in their mother's womb. Some people were rejected from they were in their mother's womb.
No, it's true. I mean, I have heard people say to try. My first job was at the welfare department as a clerical officer. I used to pay pensions, national assistance, and maintenance, where men paying money in for their children through the welfare department. And you would hear some stories sometimes from some of those mothers who came to collect the maintenance for their children and so on. And as you said, some people would say some of the most horrible things to their children. I know I get you for I could abort you from, and some some kind of things that they say. And then obviously to take out their anger with the other parent on the child. And so I was, as you were speaking, I was Googling because I came across this story once, and there's a Black American actor and singer. His name is Terrell Carter. And these videos come up, and I watched it, and then I've seen it. I looked. This young man, he wrote a book called Problem Child.
I've seen it. I've never read it, but I've seen it.
He said, I was born of an 11-year-old mother who was special needs. One leg amputated. Yeah, this is it. One leg amputated at birth. She was raped and molested by my dad, who was 26, and from the same family. So she was raped by a relative. And I was watching another video, came up with him the other day. And I share my story to hopefully help with yours. We all have our stuff. Let's compassionately get through them together. And he was talking about, he said he's a splitting image of his father. Now the father's in the family, and he met him and whatever, but his story was, I have had to confront this reality, you know. He grew up then, of course, with a mother who was 11, who got pregnant at that time. She was actually a slightly older sister, you know, and so there's a lot of, and I remember sharing this story, this with a young man who has family issues and so on, to say to him, people have had some horrific stories, but they have made it. They have made it. And in another couple of months, I will say to you about this youngster. He has been able to get over a major hurdle, because when I met him, I committed to seeing him through. And I think I mentioned, I have to share you this youngster wrote me something, and I was like, I got it while I was overseas the other day, and all I could say to him was wow, because he actually recognized three of us who have been able, through all the challenges, because it is not easy. It is not easy trying to overcome.
Yes, it's true.
The horrible experiences, whether it be betrayal. In this case, you imagine a special needs a girl, not no young woman. She was 11, a child. Special needs, one leg amputated at birth, and you, as somebody almost 3 times her age, could give into to I can't even call it temptation. Temptation is too simple a word. We talk about boundaries, could not understand the boundaries that should have existed. This is your relative who needed protected, and family could not protect her from you. And I mean, obviously, for him, he would have had to live with the embarrassment of what he did every time we look at that child and young man. And I don't know if I would have to go back and see if the father is still alive. But to see how Terrell Carter has been able to overcome all of that,
Yeah. And as you said, problem child. And I mean, it is not to excuse the behavior or the actions of our young people, but could it be that what we're seeing playing out on the streets today it could be any way related to or connected to that loss of connection between mother and child? Is that possible? I was trying to have the psychotherapist that we had on the program on Wednesday on tonight, but she wasn't able to. Again, it's Mother's Day. But I couldn't help but thinking about that today, that child could grow up become a problem child,
That's
and
true.
Then we're not just dealing with a family issue, we're dealing with a national issue.
Societal,
right?
yes.
And we cannot we're not going to be able to fix it if we're not able to recognize it. I don't know how we're going to be able to do that, but I think like what we're doing tonight, we are discussing it. We're looking at the pain. We're looking at the possible connection, the possible relationships that might be there, right?
Yeah.
But we also say, 1 second, Miss Maxine. We're also asking: is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? If you're a mother and you feel that you have done, you have not been the best mother. You're watching tonight. You felt that you have not been the best mother. Let's go back to the mothers. Is it too late for the mother to say, I am sorry to that child?
I don't think
so. No. Is it too late for the child
to
say to the mother, I forgive you? I forgive you. The mother, I think it's Solomon who said it is like that foundation in your world, very, very important. You might say, I don't need my mother, but you do. And if your mother is alive, is it possible that you could say, I forgive you? Is it too late to rebuild that relationship broken for years? Is it? Or is it that we just want to, be proud and arrogant in our own way and say, well, they're not talking to me and I'm not talking to them, you know? And the thing about this is that to wait for perfection, sometimes you're waiting for everything to be perfect before you believe that healing can happen. Sometimes it's going to be messy as you sit and talk those adults conversation. Probably it's the first time, as Miss McLean was saying earlier, that you could sit down and have that adult conversation with this child, and they might tell you things that you don't want to hear, but it's about being honest, right? That mother who feels forgotten, the mother who's grieving, that mother who's carrying guilt, and don't know how to fix it. We're saying tonight, we see you. Miss McLean, you were saying something.
Yeah, no, I think I don't think it is too late. What may very well happen is you may not be able to develop or resume the kind of relationship that you would necessarily want to. But I think part of the forgiving is also about yourself, about freeing your system, for want of a better word. I'm not a psychologist or anything, but it's about freeing yourself of that bitterness, because there's an expression that something eating you out. You probably hear Beijing's talk about that the whole thing eating me out. In other words, I am agonizing about it. I am stressing about it. I am feeling angry. I am feeling bitter. I am, envious of somebody's situation or whatever. A whole set of negative feelings, emotions, reactions, call it what you will. And if you can get past that, put it into proper perspective, help to understand or even discuss it, even if you say, well, I still don't understand why, but I am prepared to accept that we all need to move on. And I'm going to do that because I want to free up some space in my system, whether it's my heart, my chest, my head, my emotions, to deal with something positive. And so, if I remember, as I said, I read about this guy's experience. He said he needed to talk to his father, and he did. It didn't mean that he was ready to embrace him because, but at least he was able to free himself of whatever negative feelings he had of anger and whatever, to the point where, let me put it this way, it's like putting it in a box and parking it somewhere, wrapping it in a package and maybe disposing of it or just putting it somewhere out of your immediate thoughts and whatever else. But I think there's a lot. Look, and I also think, because one of the things, as I listen to you, as you say, we were talking about the mother, but think of the child or the partner or whoever was the other part of that negative situation. Is it, are the issues that person had to grapple with, perhaps partly explaining why you see certain negative behaviors manifesting themselves, that in essence, and I think so. I remember when my son was at nursery school, and his teacher, I have to give her, he had a teacher in nursery school who went out of her way. I don't want to say above and beyond the call of duty, but she went, because I think if a teacher can see these things and act on it. But she would call a couple of us from time to time and say, listen, I need some help with John Brown, Mary Smith, this child in my class. And I always remember she told me about this boy, and the boy was disruptive. He was whatever. And she then decided to really investigate what was happening. Child's mother had died from HIV or was diagnosed, if she wasn't dead. Father in prison, and so her thing was, what can I do to help this boy? Because, you know, and then she told me this, I think this was the same day when she used to keep him, he would come and sit next to her and she would assign tasks like you're in charge of this and you're in charge of that. And so he was being seen, he was being seen as valuable because now he's in charge of making sure that these things are sorted out, these books. Because I'm thinking of nurse school, 3.5, 4-year-old, you know, having to live in a situation. And of course, you know, a child's eyes are not closed or his or her ears are not, you know, because they hear people around them saying some things that they need not have to grapple with as a child, but they may not know the full extent of what the issue is, but they know that something bad that happened to my mother. And then you discover in the case where the mother had died, I don't even know, I'm not even going to get to know my mother. And we have school days, we have sports days, and A, B, C coming, he or she coming with their family, their friends, you know. And obviously what happened in both instances, people probably would kind of shun, you know, it really is. I would say this, Marcia, that it is incumbent on all of us, and this is how I have looked through life, to be able to help where we can.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, we're not messiahs or whatever running in, or we're not you know, charging bulls running into a thing, you know, blindfolded or just clumsily, you know, like as I said, the proverbial bull in a china shop. But where we can, I think we all should, because it makes for a better life for all of us, you know.
I mean, these things are, look at the question that is there. I mean, we wanted to have the psychotherapists on.
We're not professionals at this.
We will have them on for Father's Day. We're going to have a session, almost like just a therapist on. And we'll also have a psychologist on for Father's Day, because I believe some of what we're seeing on the streets, I really, we had a whole something else, another show I was going to do, and we changed it up, because I can feel, I want to say to everybody out there, we see you. We see you. The mothers out there that you feel nobody see you, we see you. And even if no one called today, this is just what I want to say to you, everybody who's watching. If no one called today, if no one said thank you to you, if no one brought you flowers, I want you to know your story still matters. Your story still matters. It's like the two gentlemen who called in tonight. One was in a home. His story mattered.
Wow.
The other one, parent died at childbirth. Mother died at childbirth. His story matters. Your pain is real. And whatever relationship that you have lost with your child, or if you're a child and you've lost it with your parent, your relation, that broken relationship matter, right? And that broken relationship is not beyond healing. That's what Miss McLean is saying. That's what I'm saying to you tonight. This is not our field, but we just want to encourage you tonight. It is not beyond the possibility of healing, no matter how terrible it seems. You know, you might need to make the first step. Forgiveness is, it's like it's a gift. Forgiveness is a gift that you give to yourself. You're thinking that, oh, well, they did this and they have to be punished. But then when you hold on to that thing, you hold on to it, you're only hurting yourself, or in some cases, society, because it's, as I said, it's a possibility. It could turn into violence that we see out on the street. Okay, so this conversation tonight, as somebody said, you know what, that it was very inspiring for them. We did not deal with, the issues of the day. that you think are the issues of the day, but this here might just be the foundation of what we're seeing in our country. And I think it is so important that we do that. We do have a special uh, um Dave, you have, oh, you okay, you have two links and only the second one work. We just have a little, you'll get a chance to say your final word, Miss McLean. Although you probably should say no, because we have something funny. We want to end with something happy. I don't want
Yes.
you to go to bed sad. All right?
Yeah.
Because we were
No,
having a happy time. Okay?
I,
So
I, I agree. I agree with you. And this is an issue. So we may not be talking economy and whatever. I think this is one of the things that help to explain, or that we may want to look at in trying to explain what is happening with some of us. Because a lot of people walk around with grief and sadness and regrets and so on, and there's no opportunity to speak to it. But at the same time, um, while we do that, we also have to recognize that there's a lot of joy and beauty around us, and it is really about sharing the opportunities that are around us, at least helping people to come to a point where they can enjoy it as well. So it is a balance of things that we seek to do. And so it's just as we enjoy and we celebrate, or as we watch people apparently enjoying, that there's sometimes people who are carrying burdens that they just need to be assisted in unpacking those in a way that they can better even enjoy life, reconciliation, and so on. But today is a great day. It's a pleasure to be a mother. I always remember being told 35 years ago, your life will never be the same again once you become a mother. And trust me, it has been an interesting time has flown, to be truthful. But I think it's a privilege that we are given, and to be a parent, and particularly to be a mother. So I wish again that everybody would continue to celebrate their mothers as they do on Mother's Day. And I look forward to the celebration of fathers, the other side of the equation, so to speak, but celebrate life and humanity. That's how I look at it.
Yes, that's wonderful, Miss McLean. And we're looking forward to Father's Day. And you know, my mind is going Father's Day. We're going to go tops. We're going to take it tops for Father's Day. We're taking it all the way up there. So Dave, go. Oh, somebody wants a part 2 of tonight. Oh yeah, I thought it was very. The part 2, we got to have the therapist on, and the psychologist, because I think then they will be able to go way deeper.
Right.
Go right ahead, Dave. Let's end with something happy, man. We're laughing.
Kyle, but and I ask you to clean up your room already?
Yes, mommy.
And I ask you to clean up your room?
Yeah, but mommy, I wasn't even.
Why you talking when I talking? Huh? How you expect I hear me? Why your room not clean? Answer me. Why you answering me back? Don't answer me back, you know, Kyle.
You know, tell me.
And who you looking at, so? Who you looking at with them eyes? Kyle, look at me when I talk. Kyle. But and I ask you to clean up your room already?
Dave, one more time, Dave. One more time.
That is a Caribbean parent.
I can't hear it. Volume is gone. Okay, we lost it.
Kyle, but and I ask you to clean up your room already?
Volume is gone.
I ask you to clean up your room.
I'm hearing it.
Why you talking when I talking?
Yeah, that's funny.
I was still hearing it at the end. Yeah.
Thanks to everybody for joining tonight, guys. Thank you all so much, and God bless you. And we are going to see you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we have a show. We're asking lots of hard questions. We have a lawyer that's going to be on. You can call in, ask him your questions. We have Carrie Festivals episode 4 coming at you. I have some things to tell you all about, some investigation that I've done. And there's Dr. Derek Allen is on, and he is dealing with elective dictatorship in Barbados. and it's going to be very, very powerful. And so we're back to our real issues. All right. God bless you all. See you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I was walking through the valley, heavy burden on my soul. Every road I travel seems so dark. And child, come closer, you don't have to stay the same. Lay your troubles down, don't carry them alone. There's mercy flowing where the old cross stands. Near the cross, Lord, keep me near. Where your mercy washed away my fear. Let me stand where love was found, where your grace came pouring down.